Everything woke turns to turns to turns to 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 Do you think that General Patton was woke? I don't think so. I don't think so. Do you think that General Patton was woke? I don't think so. I don't think so. Everything woke turns to turns to turns to turns to everything woke turns to turns to turns to turns to everything woke turns to turns to turns to everything woke turns to turns to
I know little Timmy already covered the photo shoot of Joe Dirt, aka iDubbbz, aka generic meth cooking NPC, aka Kristen Stewart. I know we already covered the story, but I had a little bit of a different angle. Rolling Stone published pictures that I apologize if I have to show you, because this is a woman that looks deeply unhappy and looks like deeply unhealthy. And they've tried to frame people pointing that fact out as some sort of thing about, you know, right-wingers don't like her because she likes women. No. In fact, in the many thousands of comments I saw dunking on her new meth chic look, none of them were about her bedroom choices. They were like, what is this? What are you? Well, you look terrible. You look sweaty. You look like you have the DTs, withdrawal. You don't look happy. And this is, of course, what progressivism does to men and women. It takes people who are very terrible on the inside and brings that out and makes you see it on the outside. None of what I'm about to talk about here is anything to do with whether or not she likes to be with men or women. It is not relevant. What I'm interested in is how you go from this to this. This is a picture that looks like you could smell it. I mean, a mullet. She looks greasy. She's in a gym with by weights where she clearly has never lifted a weight in her life. You go from this to this. This to this. That's what people are pointing out. As I put, she sure looks much happier now. So when people are pointing this out, here's Alicia says she literally should be the picture for the definition of depression. Not gonna lie, I thought that magazine cover was photoshopped. What a waste of natural beauty. The next page, Elliot Page is about to turn. Is she scratching looking for crabs? Did she start cooking meth? By the way, none of these comments are about her being a lesbian. Okay? None of them. But Rolling Stone, of course, says, oh, well, it's because she's gay. No, it's because she's hideous in many people's opinions. By the way, it's been a while since I mentioned people. You know, a lot of people have Discords which are like chat apps, you know, where people can go to chat. I don't use Discord because it's woke trash and they police what everybody says. I use Gilded. It's the same in basically every way. You know, and if you want a place to hang out and chat, you know, I have a Gilded, and I'll leave the link in the description before it or below. It's pretty easy to join. You use the link, then you let me just put it up on the screen for you actually, so you can see exactly what it is, because it's the same in every way to Discord. So you come in, and once you click the invite, there's a little list of things you have to do in the README, and then you'll get access to all the servers, which are people who you can talk, you can chat, all this kind of stuff. You can see about 15 people joined today already. So you can do that if you so choose, if you want a place to hang out and chat with other people who enjoy the videos, things like that. Obviously, it's totally free. I don't know if I mentioned that. Right-wingers are terrified of our gay Kristen Stewart cover. I'm not exactly sure what about the cover was gay. It just said uncensored. Of course, the second word in the article is, of course, Donald Trump. When Donald Trump wrote the string of tweets about how Robert Pattinson should dump her, Kristen Stewart has occupied a curious space in the conservative imagination. Really? Never heard of her. I mean, I haven't heard anybody talk about her till yesterday. It was being reminded of those as she reveled in Rolling Stone's March story cover. Nobody buys Rolling Stone anyway. This magazine will be closing almost certainly soon. That inspired her to come out as gay in a Saturday Night Live monologue 5 years ago, shedding once and for all the waif-like image thrust upon her in the Twilight Saga, the vampire romance movies, which made her a force in Hollywood. Since then, she's become a queer icon on the big screen, pursuing layered roles in challenging and subversive films. Good for her. She's still ugly. The visibility of celebrities like Stewart and lesser-known LGBTQ individuals have been interpreted by far-right agitators as evidence that young people are being groomed into adopting gender identities. Well, they are. They are. Places like, outlets like the Rolling Stone worship it. They foist it upon young people as a way to get famous, as a way to enrich themselves. Of course they are. Christopher Rufo, a primary architect of the AstroTurf conservative panic over critical race theory. Yeah, it's definitely not, causing doors to fly off planes or anything. An avowed enemy of diversity, equity, and inclusion, states had an especially rabid take on the images of Stewart. He argued that queerness is an ideology and appears to make people miserable. Well, looking at those pictures, it looks like he might be right. In the same post, he purposely dead-named actor Elliot Page, a trans man, claiming media depictions of him and Stewart are intended to demoralize Chaya Rychek, whose anti-LGBTQ hate speech has been linked to different threats on the world. I mean, what? He called her disgusting. She looks disgusting. I mean, this is what Hollywood does to people. Ollie London writes, Rolling Stone magazine pushes queer and non-binary ideology with their new cover of Kristen Stewart. The magazine has dressed the actress up as a man, wearing a man's jockstrap whilst making a crotch-grabbing motion inside the mag. I mean, yeah, all these things are true. I stand by my prediction. Kristen Stewart will be coming out as a man by the end of 2024. Yeah, probably. Conspiracy site InfoWars rounded up these similar reactions from semi-anonymous paid blue checkmarks, including that the transmorgification of influential Hollywood actress sends a clear message about gender to impressionable young people. It's not difficult to see what the message is. Of course, if cultural magazines with androgynous and scantily clad models on covers constituted some insidious brainwashing campaign, the conspiracy must date back at least half a century. Well, it probably does. I mean, you can't tell me that Elliot Page looks happy now. You can't tell me that Kristen Stewart is happy. She looks like an ad for a rehab clinic. I don't have any problem whatsoever with her enjoying spending time with women in bed. Doesn't affect me. It's irrelevant. All this kind of stuff doesn't matter. But Rolling Stone deflecting and trying to pretend that people don't. I would rather go to bed with Joe Dirt than whatever it is that this is. She looks like iDubbbz. And like posing this as good or healthy or whatever, it's just gross. It's all gross. And none of it has anything to do with her being gay. Now, Rolling Stone, of course, getting brutally ratioed, 2,000 comments to just 600 likes. Rolling Stone is mad. We're pointing out that this mentality is making people ugly and depressed. Rolling Stone has also printed, hooking up with your dog doesn't mean you're into bestiality. Really? Seems like it does. Also known as depression, mental illness, and drug addiction. Yeah. Mocking them is the correct term. I mean, where is all the people that think this is stunning and brave? No one's upset. People are just making fun of her for being predictable. I'm more laughing at what a pathetic attempt this is to stay relevant. I mean, everybody's just laughing at her. No one cares about her, about who she hooks up with. Right-wing hot. The cover looks like it should be a scratch and sniff. You don't have to be right-wing to identify a cry for attention. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Pretty desperate, pretty gross. But, keep floundering for attention. I don't think it's going to work.